Hi, Carol, Daphne here. Thank you for your very good questions or giving me all the detail about your planning and how you work, and also these really nice task two and your fabulous corrections, which you've worked so hard on. They're excellent. Um, Let me just talk to you about your question about how you write. Okay, it's when you're writing these essays now, it's absolutely fine for you to take longer if you want to. Okay, but I think at this stage of the course, and I don't know when your exam is, please tell me, you need to be practicing writing to time. It's really important because remember on the exam day, you will feel more nervous than you do now, and that always kind of makes it even more difficult. So I wouldn't type out any details. I personally recommend you take a piece of paper and a pencil and you scribble your ideas. So literally you put all your planning onto a little piece of paper. You could organize it in paragraphs if you want, but just write notes, the words, notes, ideas which you think you might want to include, and then start writing. And then keep checking that you're answering the question. Keep checking here. Yep, I've started writing this. Is it relevant? Yeah, great. On to your next paragraph. Look at your piece of paper. Check the title. Keep writing. You haven't got time to write lovely little proper plans. You're going to be writing words, literally, that you want to include or ideas you want to include, um, and trying to get them in the right order. The other really important thing is that task two has more marks than task one. So I recommend you do your task two first, take 40 minutes, no more, and then get into your task one. If you don't finish your task one, it's not as bad as if you don't finish task two. So you really need to finish task two, be happy with it, and then keep yourself 20 minutes to do your task one. Okay, try that for the next essays. Doesn't matter if you don't finish, just write me a note or say I finished here and the rest of it took a bit longer, just so you know where you're going. And I think that would be quite a good kind of test for you. This is really, really good quality. So tickets to go to sporting events. In recent ideas, the popularity of sporting and cultural events has considerably increased. Good. Um, yeah, considerably increased. And to connect this together, some people spend a huge amount of money. Yes, I know you don't want to spend, you don't want to repeat spend. Okay, so good, invest a huge amount of money on the tickets themselves. Yeah, let alone the travel and the food and everything else. I strongly believe that the advantages of this development outweigh the negatives. Okay. Uh, yeah, you could give me a little bit more on that one because it's got a bit of an empty sentence. Away the negative implications or the negative financial implications. Just give me something there. This essay will discuss both sides. You don't discuss on, you just discuss direct, both sides, with examples from UK Oxford. Yeah, good, that's really nice. On the one hand, there's ample evidence that, oh yes, all right, okay, about watching live football matches. No, on your sentence, you want to have that. Watching live football matches, good, and enjoying ballet performances, excellent. I really like how you've given ideas. For me, this is what you need. Don't. This is like so general, and this is more specific. Do improve. I think would be happier with may improve. A person's psychological and social. Now, I was going to suggest here well-being, well-being and well-being and um, happiness, something like that. I'm avoiding this word social status because in the UK, social status is like how rich you are or how poor you are. And I don't think reading your paragraph that's what you mean. You mean how people feel. Um, so social status is like if I'm really very grand, if I have a massive big house, I have high social status. So we use it in a different way here to do with material goods. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, when family and friends share the common interest by watching sports together. Okay, we've already had watching. Can we participating in? Can we have another word here? The relationship, their relationship can be improved. Why? Oh, here we go. Keep going. Because when people spend enjoyable time together, they tend to have more positive interactions. Good. Positive interactions, happy memories, and build happy memories, or build valuable memories, special memories, something like that. Not happy, sorry, special memories. Secondly, people are more relaxed, ED, after enjoying cultural events. More relaxed and something. It's quite a short sentence, this. You need to kind of explain a bit more before you go into your point. Recent research by the UK government demonstrated that over 80% of their citizens who watch live events or maybe you could have attended festivals rather than cultural activities, or visited museums. The museums would be quite interesting. Report a better family relationship. Now, because you've got recent 3 months, you do need to go into reported speech here. So reported ED, a better family relationship, a significantly healthier psychological condition than before, or than when they only that than when their entertainment was based at home or something. You need your comparative there, because that's going to be quite important. Therefore, it's conclusively clear that spending money on these events can be beneficial. Yeah, so spending money is singular and can be beneficial. Remember these modal verbs. I've just done a podcast on this. Can, may, might are all really, really important in these essays, rather than these are. We need to step away. Okay. On the other hand, although there are social and psychological advantages of joining these events, just put enjoying actually, the negative impacts of overspending money on tickets cannot be overlooked. Excellent. Overspending, overlooked. Excessive spending might be better, just so you're not repeating those words there. It is largely because many teenagers are used to paying, either use credit cards to pay or are used to paying, ing, with credit cards, and their ability to plan for income and expenditure can be compromised, significantly compromised. For instance, recent research by Oxford, we don't have the Oxford, just Oxford. You have the UK government, I'm afraid, but only Oxford, there's only one. I suppose there's only one of those, but anyway, showed that over 50% of their students had used credit cards to pay for tickets. And this, indeed, you could have either and or indeed, often. So indeed is like really strong. This expense accounted for over 30% of their total income. Thus, it's possible to state beyond doubt that a certain amount of teenagers, yes, that, well, you could have many teenagers are tempted to overspend, or I'm just avoiding this one again, try and find another way so we don't repeat, which is an issue that needs to be addressed. Good. To conclude with the examples and arguments given, I truly believe that spending on leisure activities, why don't you have whilst spending on leisure activities is beneficial for interpersonal relationships, then you get rid of however, because we've said it in whilst. The personal financial ability should be considered, position or ability to pay should be considered, otherwise future financial burdens may occur. Okay, really, really nice essay. I'm picking up quite a lot of things, but they're not major things, but hopefully they're things that you can pick up on. Why don't you, instead of writing out little corrections, why don't you just, as quick as you can, retype it, or just use this and then put my corrections, all of them in, and then see what you think. You might not like it, but hopefully you might think, oh, okay, you understand what I mean. Yeah, some of it's repetition, which we want to get rid of, but really, really nice arguments, and it reads, the coherence is very good, and you've answered the task really, really well there. Lots of good stuff. Line graph, let's just look at this one. Rainfall in England, Wales and Scotland in 2018. Good. You could a little bit more here. The level of rainfall throughout 1 year, 2018, in 3 countries. You could put a few more words if you want to. You're 188, you're okay. Overall, the change in rainfall over the year fluctuated with approximately common peak. Okay, I would say with the highest point. I go the highest point, because then we've got highest superlative in July. In January, the amount of rain in England was about 110, whereas, good, nice contrast, it was only, because we're going to make a contrast here, only 10. 10 more? No, it wasn't 10 more, it was 10. Yeah? Oh, hang on. Oh, sorry, you're right. More in Scotland. Okay, you're good there. But yes, I would have only. In Wales, only half the amount of rain was recorded. Okay, this month in Wales, yeah, only half the amount was recorded. Okay, your overall, yes, okay, all right, you're good. I'm wondering if your overall sentence should only include January, but you have included all the countries, so that I think you're okay with that. A similarity was seen in England and Wales. I think you need to put here in March. Then I know what you're talking about rather than having to wait till I get to the end of the sentence to find out. In March, a similar pattern was seen in England and Wales, where both had slight increases in February and a steady fall in March. Good, nice. Well, in Scotland, so what did we say here? We put in March. Start there. And a similarity, so I like the word pattern, yeah, was seen. Let's put that in for you. Well, in Scotland, good, the record dramatically fell. The recorded rainfall. It's not, a record suggests that it's something super good or super bad. The recorded rainfall dramatically fell to its lowest point fell dramatically, that other way around, adverb afterwards, to its lowest point at 20 mil in February. The dry season in England was June, or the driest month. It's not really a season. 1 month is not a season. The driest month was June. Okay, so the driest months were June in England and April in Wales, with 75 and 25 respectively. Good, that's nice. From June to July, this is really important, I think. July, all three experience. You don't have just past simple all the way through. Experience the majority of their rainfall. So we've had highest. Sorry, majority of their rainfall, or they were the wettest months you could have, reaching you could have here, because they already got experienced, reaching a peak at approximately 130. Good, this is nice. You've included all the most important information here. After July, rain level considerably reduced in all three places. And I put comma, whereas Wales had a flat line. Flat line. Plateaued is another one at 40 from August to October, before rising again in Wales. No, you're right. Stay with while. A while or whereas. I don't think it matters actually. At the end of the year, both Scotland and I wouldn't say saw a raise. It would be rise, not raise. Scotland level saw a rose to a higher level, or saw a rise. Yeah, you could have rise, saw a rise, whilst rain level in Wales fell. So you could have a rise or saw a rise, but I just use a verb here, fell, just as a contrast there. Okay, but you've done this really, really nicely. It's a good task. You've got lots of, all the way through, just check, have you got enough superlatives in there, and have you got enough comparative structures? And you've got some good comparative structures in there, which look really nice. So this is looking very tidy. Really good stuff here, Carol. I'm worried a little bit about your timing, 29 minutes. Again, I would take a pencil. I would say to yourself, okay, this is interesting. This is interesting because this is such a big contrast. Yeah. Here, there's a kind of mirror going on here. Here, there is a little bit of a similarity there. And as you said, that's quite similar there. So I would take literally circle, 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 write about those things, because you're asked to talk about, here we go, selecting and reporting the main features, which basically you are doing. You're doing that really nicely. So start with that, then write from there. Okay, really good work. Thank you. Well done.